Hey everybody, this is Derek with Bottle Crow Publications, and wanted to take a chance here to talk about an upcoming project that is in the works that myself and Savannah Irvin Villa are working on. I'm going to be doing writing and sort of some world building, design, and some layouts, and then Savannah is going to be doing handling all the art duties. So she'll be doing illustration and also a lot of design and world building and that kind of stuff as well. And we're actually not talking about Chimera. I did pull this out because I wanted to show you, sort of give you a little bit of history about this project that we're working on. So about 5 years ago, I made a short story that ended up here in Chimera. This is a Chimera, if you're not aware, is a collection of my short stories and some poetry and that kind of stuff. And that story that I made, pull it up here, is well, it was originally called Fire in Hurkania. The project is now titled Fire in Hurkania. Yeah, so about 5 years ago, I made this story, and this story was kind of sort of just a throwaway. I just had an idea about this classic trope of somebody going to slay a dragon, and how that sort of goes sideways and turns out to be something that something that isn't what it seems. Everything in the story isn't really what it seems. And the biggest comment that I got from people after they had read it was, "Oh, that was really interesting. Where's the rest of the story?" And they thought, they'd always thought it was part of a larger narrative or part of a larger world. And for a while I was like, "Oh, I don't know, just a short story, just about a lady that goes to slay a dragon and they have a conversation." But I got to thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, actually, this is a pretty intriguing idea and an intriguing world. So Hurkania is a world full of dragons. This story is just about this one dragon, but there are a number of dragons in the world, and the dragons, they're sort of the force behind a lot of the stuff that makes the world function. So they bring the rain, or they'll make the soil fertile, or make the trees grow in the forest, or that kind of thing. So the humans who live in this world pay tribute to the dragons, and they have this sort of uneasy relationship because the dragons are maybe a little bit treacherous and like to eat people, and make hard bargains, about providing support to the world and that kind of stuff. But so it's tenuous, but it's an ongoing relationship that they've had for millennia. And Hyrcania is this. It's kind of it's a sort of a fantasy setting. It's a group of these sort of almost like Bronze Age city-states that are sort of populated along a river, the river that's central to this region that all these people live in, and it's called Hyrcania. And the story is, at least in the beginning, this is going to be an ongoing series that will be sort of, we have I would say a good chunk, at least the first story arc, worked out, and now in official development. But yeah, it's going to be an ongoing series, sort of about people in Hyrcania and sort of the series of events that happen that change Hyrcania pretty significantly. And so the world of Hyrcania is actually, like I said, it's a fantasy setting, but Originally, I love fantasy, I love science fiction, but I didn't want to make something that was sort of Eurocentric fantasy. So for this story, I kind of lean pretty heavily on sort of where I live here and where Bottle Crow is based in Spokane, sort of this eastern and central Washington. So the world itself is sort of set in that landscape, and all of the dragons. I changed their design a bit, and Savannah worked a lot on that too, changing their designs to sort of match the landscape. So all the dragons are sort of themed after their impact on the land. I was saying earlier, the dragons have, they provide the rain, or they make the soil fertile, that kind of stuff. So each dragon is actually based off of an animal found here in the inland Northwest. So they have kind of the appearance of a dragon, but a lot of the features of that particular animal. So I'm really excited about that, actually. It's been a lot of fun sort of pulling from, the world around us here. So one of the things I think I'm most excited about, probably the most exciting thing I think for me in telling this story and kind of as we move forward through the narrative on this, is going to be working with this character here. This is Ketrin. She's the main character. And, this world Hurkania is full of history and stories and all this magic and sort of stuff, kind of arcane knowledge. And Ketrin, she's definitely like a hired sword, so she knows how to swing a sword and ride a horse and do all this like heroic stuff. But what at the center of her character is a storyteller. She also rides from town to town and gets work or food or lodging, telling stories and working as an orator and telling, sharing the histories of the land with people, and sort of having knowledge of ancient languages and that kind of stuff. And so for a lot of the story, how she navigates the world is with this knowledge of its past and of the history, and using that knowledge to sort of figure stuff out and figure out sort of the best way forward. So there we have it. Fire in Hurkania comes out October 2nd. We're going to be premiering the book at Lilac City Comic-Con, which is October 2nd and 3rd this year, and that with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, check us out. We're on Instagram at Bottle Crow Publications. We're on Facebook at Bottle Crow Publications. If you want to know more, there's going to be a preview up here probably in the next few days. It'll be on the Facebook page. Get started on the story, and yeah, we also have a Patreon. And if you want to pick up this comic, you want to pick up Chimera or anything else that we got going out right now, you can also visit us on Gumroad. So it's gumroad.com/bottlecrow. Thanks a lot. Thanks for checking in today, and we'll talk to you soon.